and welcome to Patty Knits and Spins. I'm Patty, your host. You can find me on Ravelry as Patty Sand. There is a group, Patty Knits and Spins Podcast, so please come and join us. Today is August 2nd, 2014, and this is episode 31, The Vivian Show. Today's program, I'm going to be talking about my works in progress, my finished objects, needle adjacent, what is on and off the wheel, Vivian, and an introduction, and there is some purchases as well. So sit back, relax, grab your beverage of choice, which today is water, and let's get on with the show. Okay, I want to start off by saying this sweater is Vivian. I knit this up and I'm going to put in an insert, a little video here. Video of the sweater I was talking about earlier. This is Vivian by Usola Teague out of Twist Collective. I started this sweater in December of 2011 and I finished it in February of 2012. But it has been in that box since. So last weekend, while the video was uploading and doing all of its fun stuff, I decided to finally put the zipper in. I'm so happy the zipper doesn't bunch. It looks really great. I'm just a happy camper because let me tell you, this was a lot of knitting, and if the zipper didn't work, I was going to be very, very sad. I would definitely recommend this pattern if you love cables and don't mind moss stitch, because moss stitch, but I absolutely love cables and the moss stitch doesn't bother me. So I would highly recommend Vivian by Usola Teague. Oh, and the hood. I see the hood too. And I also love hoodies. I'm a hoodie girl. So anyway, let's return you to the regularly scheduled program. The Vivian was knit on a US 8 5.0 millimeter. I used Cascade Yarns Eco Plus. I had 3 skeins in the stash, but I only used about 2.5. And it was in color 2433, which I called blue-green. I think that's about all with that one. It is hand wash only, so it took days to dry, but oh well. You gotta roll with it as you roll with it. But love Vivian, love Usola Teague's patterns. Would highly recommend any pattern from Usola Teague, and any I liked this Cascade yarn too. It was great. It was nice to work with. They say it's a bulky, but I don't feel like it's a bulky, so I use it just as a worsted weight. Okay, so works in progress. Works in progress and purchases are all wrapped into one. After recording Saturday's podcast, I went out and checked my mail, and the Stockinette Zombies bag was here. So I was so happy. I think it is so cute. I like Acme's bags that they use. This was from Acme on Etsy, I believe. I can't remember. If it's different, I'll put it in the show notes. I have 2 Stockinette Zombie bags. I have That's a Good Looking Hoe. I also have a Ravelry bag and a Knittables bag. I have them all on the wall adjacent from me, and someday I might turn around and show them, because I also think it's kind of cool to decorate with knitting stuff. Yeah, I'm crazy. So on Monday when I checked the mail, I had my Abby's Artistic Yarns by Abby showed up, and she's on Etsy. And I was so happy because I really did want to start these as soon as they got here. And I was really glad they got here when they did. It came with a candy and a stitch marker. Isn't that a cute stitch marker? So now that you guys have seen it, I can use it. This is the watermelon striping sock. Here it is in the cake. And here it is in the sock. I am so happy. This is my normal sock. The cast on, Judy's Magic cast on for $28, went up to $68. Did the Fish Lips Kiss Heel by Sock Therapist. And if you're new, Sock Therapist Fish Lips Kiss Heel is only $1. It is well worth it. This is my go-to sock. I don't even have to look at the pattern anymore. I have it memorized, which is really nice. I use the center of the ball for the heels to keep the stripy goodness going. This is a 75 superwash 25 nylon. There's 460 yards in a ball. So these are so much fun. I like the texture. I like it's really soft, and I can't wait to finish them. Yeah, I like knitting socks. Lots of fun. So this one is my August. This is my August stripy sock. And that's all I have on the needles. What I have finished the mitts that I was making for my mom for her birthday. And I can't, they're Glenvow, I don't really, it is spelled Glenveagh. And it is by Hope Vickman. I knit these on a US 6. This is 4.0 millimeter. This is Brooklyn Tweed's Loft in the Long John's colorway. I took them out and had my mom try them on, and they fit her. They're a little tight in the wrist, so I didn't do the I-cord detail on the bottom with the buttons. I was afraid if I did that, they'd be too tight for her. So she sits around her house and she does needlepoint and she reads, so I figured she could do needlepoint and read with these on and stay nice and warm. So here they are. They're fun. If you like herringbone stitch, this is all herringbone. I do like how these turned out. I do like that they're softer than, they are soft. Loft is okay. They're beautiful colors in Loft. And it's American wool. I'm just not sure if it's good for me. You might like it, so you should try it out if you do like it. The other finished objects I have is my Wickedness cowl out of Keegan Lane's fiber. It was Superwash Merino in the My Beautiful Wickedness colorway. So here is the cowl I was designing. It didn't quite turn out the way I wanted it to. I was kind of hoping for a longer cowl so you could wrap it around twice. This one will not do that. It will choke you instead. So, I'm losing my voice, sorry. So, anyway, here we go. I like how it turned out. If I was going to do this again, there is a couple of things I would do differently. And I might grab another skein of hand spun that's got a little bit longer yardage and do that and maybe write that one up as a pattern. But anyway, I love how it turned out. I love how soft and smooshy it is, and I love these colors. I think it turned out beautiful. So there we go. I love hand spun because of the striping. I mean, you can see how the different colors meld together. I believe this one is a fractal spun. So I tore the braid in half, spun one straight from there, and split the other one. When I do fractal spinning, I usually do at least 4 splits. So, yeah. I like how that turned out. What's needle adjacent? Needle adjacent this month is going to be a sweater for my husband instead of socks. He has been bugging me ever since I knit my first sweater when I was going to knit him a sweater. And I have teasingly kept him at bay with the boyfriend sweater curse, but he keeps telling me he's not my boyfriend, and I guess, yeah, I can't get away with that anymore. So I'm going to be doing the Deer Isle Pullover by Allison Green, and this was in the knit scene, the fall knit scene. I don't think you're going to be able to tell, but there is Gansey stitches in there, and the reason I picked this sweater is it's knit from the bottom up in the round until you get to the arms. So I can adjust. He's got a belly, so I can adjust the size as I'm going. Hopefully that'll work out. I'm going to be using my Cascade Yarn Eco Plus in the shade 0515. I have 4 skeins of this, and there is 478 yards per skein, so I definitely will have enough to make a sweater for him, and probably a hat also. And I'll probably have a lot left over, but this is what I'm using for that. The other needle adjacent thing is I would like to design a shawl with this yarn. This is the Sheep to Shoe kit that I purchased at Sock Summit 2011. Yeah, 2011. This is a true 3-ply. It's 6 ounces. I got 553 yards, I believe. And this is bejeweled. So I would like to design a shawl. I purchased the Craftsy Class, the lace shawl design by Miriam Felton. I've looked at it once before, but this time I've printed out the paperwork, and I'm going to see about designing I'm not sure if I want it in a triangle, though. I may have to play around with the shape. I kind of almost want to do a crescent, but I'm not sure yet. So I might just design a triangle with a different color first, and then go and try to do the crescent. But I would like to use this. At first I was going to make socks out of these, but I don't want it on my feet. I want it so everybody can see it. And my knitting group is probably laughing right now because, yeah, I knit a lot of socks. I don't wear a lot of the socks I knit. So, yeah, I would. So if they were socks, I probably wouldn't wear them anyway. So a shawl is a much better idea. And the third thing that I have needle adjacent for this month is this ocean blue lace wrap out of that yarn that I can't say what the name is. So I am going to go ahead, and once I'm finished with the socks, I think I will be casting these on. So here's the yarn again. And I think it'll turn out great. And I'm even thinking I might add some beads to it, but I'm not sure. I'll have to think about that. So that is all of the knitting. Spinning, I'm going to start, excuse me, I gotta move stuff out of the way so I can bring up my wheel. I am spinning my Strawberry Freezer Jam by Hobbledehoy. Get that price tag off of here. There we go. Hobbledehoy. It is merino, bamboo, and silk for 4 ounces. I am spinning this straight from the braid. Yeah. And I am going to chain ply it when I'm finished because, oh, see, I've even kept it in the chain. Here it is. It's much easier to manage it because of the silk and the bamboo content. Because of the silk and bamboo content, it has spun up very, very thin. Oh, shh. My stomach's grumbling. Sorry if you can hear that. So here is the spin so far. Hope you guys can see that. I hope you can see how thin it's turning out, because it is very, very thin, and I am absolutely loving it. I'm hoping that I can get a really good 3-ply. Let me see. There we go. Okay, I'm hoping to get a really, really, really good chain ply out of it. So, I love My Joy. My Joy is really helping me become a more consistent spinner. I'm not having to, I don't know, it just talks to me, and we have a good time with the spinning. I'm really glad I lugged that thing all the way from Nashville, Tennessee to Fairbanks, Alaska after the first SSK. And what is off the wheel is my Malabrigo Noob or Nube in the Sabiduria colorway. Excuse me. And it is 100% pure merino wool. 4 ounces. My best numbers to date on 4 ounces. Oops, that was my Kindle. Sorry about that. I got 468 yards of a 2-ply. And oh, I am just so happy. I absolutely love the color. So this one, I took the braid and opened it up as much as it could before it would start to fall apart. And I ripped it down the center. So I have two 2-ounce sections. And then I would take the one 2-ounce section and I split it up into at least 6 to 8 strips. And I did the same with the other 2 ounces so that I had all those strips, and I just spun it that way. And I like that there's not a lot of color variance. I like that there is barber poling, but it's really hard to see it because of the shades of purple. This, I love this. This, I need to find the perfect project for it. And I'm not sure what the perfect project is going to be for this. If it's going to be part of a sweater, or if it's going to be a shawl or a tank top. I'm not sure yet. I'll really have to think about it. So this will probably sit in my stash for a while until I can decide what I want it to be. The yellow stuff is ties. So I just am so happy. I have a redder Malabrigo up in the stash, so that might be spun up here after this is the hobbledehoy is done, and maybe I can do a 2-color shawl with the Malabrigo. Ooh, that would be something, a 2-color shawl with the Malabrigo, or body of a sweater. That would be great. Well, last week, if you recall, I did some blending board fun. I learned a thing or two doing that, and I'm glad I did, because now it shows me what I don't want to do. I put too much of the brown BFL in, and it's really hard to see the other colors. This is a single ply, thick and thin. I just let it do what it wanted to do. I did full it a little bit, which means, for those who don't know, I took super hot water and I dunked it in there. I took a spoon, a plastic spoon, and I really smooshed on it with a little bit of soap so it would felt a little bit. So when you go to knit it, it won't pull apart because it's been felted together. And then once you've done doing that, you take it immediately and dunk it into cold water. And then you do that again. So I think I did it twice because I didn't want it really hard felted. I just wanted, because I still want the poofiness. So at first I was a little disappointed because you want your stuff to be just fabulous, and you want it to be just what you wanted and what you had in your mind's eye, and this was not what I saw. But after playing with it for a while, because it is still nice and soft, it's not scratchy, it's not, the texture doesn't turn, it's fine. I'm sorry, I can't think of the word. I can see this as maybe a brim of a hat, or an edge to mitts. Oh, edge of mitts might be cute. Or an edge of a shawl. If you were doing a really thick and thin worsted weight shawl, that might work out too. So I now know what I don't want to do. So, and you've got to learn sometimes, and sometimes that's what it takes to learn, is just to do it and get a result you didn't want, but you've learned now what kind of result you do want, and maybe you can figure out how to get it. So here it is again. I don't have any more, like I said, the pink. I still have some of Heather's Tussa Silk over there. Is it Tussa? I can't remember now. I'll have to look at it. I do have some more, since that was 2 ounces of the silk. I still have an ounce left. So, very, I'm happy with the learning experience. There we go. So that is what is off the wheel. Stitching. I started the August Once Upon a Time Fairy Tale Sampler. It came out on Friday. So I have started that. I'm probably about half done, a quarter to a half done on it. So hopefully that will be showed next week as a finished square. I did decide to purchase the Mirabella January Garnet Fairy, but I didn't get it from 123 Stitch. I got some of the stuff from 123 Stitch, and I got some other stuff from Amazon or eBay. It was one or the other. I can't remember right offhand. And I went to my Michael's store and had a 25% coupon. So instead of getting the DMC thread for 39 cents each, I was able to get it for 31 cents each. And I only had to go to Joann's for 4 skeins of DMC floss. So that was a really good, no, 3. And they were 49 cents each. Yeah. So I picked up 3 skeins of DMC floss from Joann's, and the rest are from Michael's. I don't have it all kitted up yet. I'm still waiting for the beads and the fabric. So once that comes in, I will show the whole thing in its entirety. And that starts in January as a stitch along for Mirabella Designs. Introductions. Christy from Louisiana introduced herself 2 weeks ago, and I feel very bad for not saying hi to her on the podcast. So hi Christy, I'm really sorry that I didn't write show notes last week, and when I write show notes I add that kind of stuff into it. So this week I made sure I wrote show notes so I could say hi to you. She has 2 cats that are her like her kids, so animals sure do that, don't they? Let's see, what else? There was something else I wanted to discuss. Oh, July goals. I did meet all of my July goals, and in case you don't recall, they were, I finished the Mahia knit-along. I did my July stripy sock. I did stitch both the clues for Once Upon a Time and for the Mysterious Halloween Town. I did spin for Tour de Fleece. So I did all of my July goals were met. My August goals will be to finish spinning and chain plying the freezer jam. I want to swatch and start the sweater for my husband to at least get it, like a quarter of the way done. I'm not thinking that I'll get it all done in a month because, yeah, that's a lot of work. And I'm also hoping to finish the August stitching with the Once Upon a Time and the Mysterious Halloween Town. I want to start designing a shawl. I want to finish the stripy socks and probably get the blue shawl on the needles. Now, I have said that I would grab a bucket and show what was in it. So what I think I'm going to do is just grab, let's see, one that's not so crazy. Let's see, here. We'll grab this one. This one has mostly fingering. Over here is fingering, over here is worsted and DK. So what I have in here, I have 2 skeins of the black yarn from Cascade 220 fingering weight. Oh no, I have 3 skeins. Here we go. I have 3 skeins. I bought these to knit the stained glass sweater out of the Harry Potter, unofficial Harry Potter knits. And I got these two, what are these? These are Noro, and they are the Tayo sock to make with that sweater. So that's what that's going to be. This is where I have my, my Hell of a Yarn from Mustache. I've got a full skein of that left, plus the leftover from the shawl I made. So that's that. Let's see, I have some, this is Madeline Tosh. So here's my Madeline Tosh. I've lost this thing for that one. This is Madeline Tosh sock. And this is in warmth. And then there's this one. And it's not a full skein. It's like 3/4 of a skein. And this is also another Madeline Tosh. And I don't know what color that is because I've taped it. But this is also a partial skein. So I've got a couple partial skeins of Madeline Tosh in here to do some kind of color work. I have a sock to dye for me Happy Feet. And I have some Cherry Tree Hill. Now this Cherry Tree Hill I bought on sale, and I bought enough to knit a fingering weight sweater. So there is lots of these skeins in here. They're 50-gram skein in this is the terracotta colorway in the possum sock, which is 80% merino and 20% New Zealand possum. And I believe I have 7 of these. Yeah, I have 7 of these. And I've got one balled up to do swatches, and I just haven't done it yet. And the last thing that I have in this one is this, oh, I can't remember who this is. It's on the tip of my tongue and I can't remember it. So when I remember, this is another sock yarn. Lisa Souza, that's what this is. This is Lisa Souza. And it's tried to be socks a couple of different times, and that's why they've lost a tag. So I love it. It's beautiful, and it's purple, and it's good, but I'm not quite sure. It doesn't know what it wants to be yet. So I think that that's all. I do want to say that it's fair time here in Fairbanks, and for those of you who have been to Fairbanks or have lived in Fairbanks or have relatives here, you know what that means. Yeah, it's still raining. This has got to be one of the wettest summers ever, but fair time is guaranteed to have wind and rain. But hopefully, if it follows what it usually does, it'll be beautiful the week after the fair until it starts to snow again. So I'm really, really, really hoping that that's what it does, because I am very tired of the rain. Everybody here in this town is tired of the rain. Yesterday when I was out, it wasn't even big drops of rain. It was these little itty bitty like mists of rain, but it was coming down fast. So you couldn't even really stand outside because you drowned, because it's like crazy. So anyway, I hope you liked looking at one of my bins. I will do it twice a month, I think. Sorry this one was a little bit longer, but I did want to start doing the bins. And I think that's all I've got for this week. So I will leave you with whatever you craft. I hope you craft it to your heart's content. Have a great week and see you later.